So I'm a pediatrician and I also practice adolescent medicine. So I have my regular clinic where I see from newborn all the way to age 18, and I am the director of the Teen Health Center as well, who takes care of patients 13 to 18 who are high risk or have special type of problems. Teen Clinic pretty much offers services to these patients, and high risk implies they are involved with certain things like experimenting, for example, with illicit drugs, or they are drinking too much, or they are engaged in sexual activities that are unprotected, that put them at risk for acquiring STIs, sexually transmitted infections, also puts girls at risk for pregnancy. So they need a little bit longer appointment and special orientation of the providers, and have a safe place to come to and talk about these things and get the services they need. We also sometimes see this risk behavior coming secondary to mental issues, a lot of anxiety or a lot of depression or different things. So I do refer from my clinic to the mental health clinic. We have a special department here for child and adolescent psychiatry that people can self-refer to, or I can refer them to from my clinic to them if I feel there are issues related to mental health that is leading to acting up, for example, doing certain behaviors. It's a very good question, because unfortunately there is a taboo associated with mental illness, so people really try to dismiss that they have a problem when it comes to mental health, and it's like, okay, it's like, yeah, I don't want to go to a psychiatrist because I'd be labeled and I would have this diagnosis on my chart and stuff like that. So that's really a myth, and the brain, the mind has its own entity and the body has its own entity, and they both interact with each other. So having a mental issue shouldn't be a taboo, or having a mental health need should not be a taboo, should be easy access to. Sometimes people are reluctant to go directly to our child and adolescent psychiatry and would make a route through our teen clinic because of other issues, and then as we screen them in their visit, we find out about these problems, and then we can sort of normalize or mainstream, remove the taboo, and encourage people to reach out for help in that department. So sometimes they need that hand-holding to get to the next step. I think destigmatizing mental health is just normalizing mental health. People need to know that health, mind, and body are very integral parts, and then the society should, I feel like should be the departments or offering mental health should be integrated into the regular clinics. Like, we can reach out to somebody within reach in our department rather than sending people out, and that would be like a one-stop shop. People come, we identify the problem, they meet, or at least they get their screening and know that they need that help from an expert in our clinic, and then if further follow-up is needed, that can be in a regular campus, not on a separate campus or a separate clinic. That really destigmatize it and normalize it, and people see it as part of the regular care rather than something very separate. Not to think about reaching out to mental clinic is something to be reluctant about. I encourage everybody who feels that they are not acting at their baseline or have a long-standing history of anxiety or withdrawn and have issues in sleep or regular user of, or even not very regular, just daily user of certain substances, to reach out without hesitancy to have a coach or a mentor or a supporter from expert clinic. I really like our teen health center. It's been up and running since 1997, so we do offer an integrated service. We always had good service for our teenagers, but this was a little bit fragmented, so we just put it all together in that clinic for teens to reach out and have an identified clinic and a space, and physicians who like to deal with that age group, also medical assistant and receptionists who know how to be helpful for the teens. So it's a special group of people who have a special interest in talking to the teens, so it's a good place to reach out to. We are open every day of the week from 3:30 to 5:30, and everybody's welcome to come here. They are 13 to 18. Yeah.